Welcome to Love, Life, and Marriage with the Woods. You was about to say something too?
No.
It's my. I do the first part. You follow my lead. I'm Saiko.
And who am I?
You don't know who you are? Got to put a lower third for your name. What's your name, man?
And
State your name.
I'm Sharon.
State your name. Thank you. Welcome to our channel. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell at the bottom of this video when we go live, post any content or information for you. You'll be the first to view it. If you also would like to support the ministry financially, you can do that through the donation links below. BCV merchandise, you can also click the link below as well. We have a full house today. We're heading to church as we had been riding along these past few weeks. Y'all know it was just me and the missus, and now we have a full car because now we finished our new membership class, and they did not have to worry about, our girls didn't have to worry about driving, and particularly that one, using her gas, because she was always complaining about having to drive. You what? Your money. You're more conservative now when you have.
Keep saying I've always been.
You've always been conservative.
Yes.
So who's the one that who's the frugal / cheap one in the amongst you all? Oh, you're the frugal one.
Cheap when I have to share.
You're only cheap when you have to share. Oh, well, that's pretty much like the normal thing. Okay, so you said you're only cheap when it's time to share, but when it's you don't care.
That's just love.
And that's bars. Anyway, so we're going to discuss our weekend review, and we have a few things that has occurred in our household this past week. One of the things we have discovered, we're going to talk about our Wi-Fi situation.
Yeah, we've been talking about
a month
for weeks.
Yeah, so we believe we finally discovered what has been the reason why I have not been able to live stream. And it has been because we use a coaxial cable. I mean, which most houses basically have. So, come to find out, the speed test, and you all have been watching the videos, the speed test that I had done a few days ago and so forth, we thought that the download and upload speeds were supposed to be where they were. And actually, to be honest with you, our internet service provider, according to their specifications, they said that's normal. So remember yesterday when you looked at it on the computer when you was making your switch to their competitor that we're going with now?
It said the upload speed was 35.
The upload speed was 35. Download speed I think was 4 something. So
no, it said it was supposed to be like 1020 or something.
Yeah, well, okay, 1020. I'm sorry. So, but anyway, we weren't getting what we had been expecting to get. But ironically and strangely enough, we had not been having these issues until a month ago.
Yep.
I mean, all the videos that we have done, even the live streams I've done, we've never had these issues until recently, about a month ago.
Yeah.
Which is just, it just blew my mind. But so I talked to another brother. Shout out to Billy Davis. If you're watching this, thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. So he explained to me, what happens with the weather when things change. Since it's copper, coaxial cable is copper. I didn't know. I didn't know
coaxial, but I didn't know
the expanding
the coaxial is covered in copper. Is that what?
No, the cable is covered in.
Oh, okay.
So it's the copper that's the connector. Okay. The conduit.
Yeah.
It's just the covering is the I won't say rubber or plastic, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway. So when the weather changes, when it gets cold or whatever like that, it expands, or if it get hot, it expands. One of the two, but nonetheless, it affects the flow. And even though our pedestal is in our yard.
Yeah.
So our pedestal, I believe, basically services at least 4 houses in our area, and then they add another
I didn't think about that either. That since we have it in our yard, that we are spreading stuff out to everybody. That, I guess that's why when we log on and look at our internet connections, we can see different names. Yeah. So when so all this trouble we've had technicians come out from Comcast or Xfinity to service the problem, and one day it may be good, but the rest of the days it just was trash. So we ended up having a conversation, and I got advice from several people. So shout out to Proverbs, shout out to Brother Adrian, again, Brother Billy, and even Corey. Everybody was just trying to figure out what was the issue, going on. But anyway, so found out that fiber. Oh, and Brother Nathaniel, he also had suggested. Oh, yeah, he did.
And so fiber, we knew nothing about fiber optic, service. We didn't even know anything. I know I didn't. I never even thought about it. Never thought about it. We just thought this is what they had. But remember, I used to always ask you when we would watch the news or interviews. Yeah. And I'm like,
what kind of internet
service they got? Yeah. Well, they got fiber.
Right.
They have fiber.
They can't afford to have their connection lost. They can't afford that. So, yeah.
And it makes a huge difference from what we have been told.
Why is it that these companies don't share that information with us, other than
to buy more of their stuff?
Because the information that I got yesterday when I called our provider was what it would cost us to switch over.
Oh, tell the people, tell the audience. Yeah. So when we would, before we got ready to switch to our new provider, which we're going to be getting installed this week, Lord willing.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. We called Comcast or Xfinity and to see what kind of plans they had. Tell them what they told you in order to get fiber optic.
In order to
service.
Get 6 gigs is what
6 gigs.
Yeah. You would have to. It's available, but it's going to cost you $500 down. It's $1,000 total. Then it's about $300 a month, and that's not including the equipment you got to rent. So it's probably $320 a month.
Yeah, $350. Just to say a smooth $350. Just
for that. That's not including our home security. That's not including
streaming.
So yeah, I was like, what?
Yep.
Oh, and it's a 3-month waiting period because they have to send engineers out to look at the house and see where they're gonna lay the cable,
drop the
lines and all that stuff.
So needless to say, we're not doing that. And so I called around and asked Billy, Brother Billy. I said, hey man, what do you have? He said, I got fiber. And so he told us, and we just say we're going with AT&T. We're going AT&T. We don't get no promo for it. We don't get no. I wish we could, but he said that he has no issues with his service at all, none. And his house, pretty much, his family, his household is a family of 5. They use all their devices, their phones, their computers, laptops, TVs. All of it is hooked up through that system. So, and he said he has not had any issues with it. I think he's had it for about 2 years. So of course, doing what I do or doing what we do now, it is very important that we have good connection and good connectivity and good service. I mean, you're gonna get what you pay for. So I think, dear, the amount is pretty good considering what we are getting compared to what Xfinity was trying to offer us. Yeah, because they don't specialize in that.
Right, they don't specialize in that. They'll do it, but that's not their specialty. But also, I'm going to be able to get our money back from the modem router that we purchased.
Yeah, aren't we, Nyla?
Yeah.
her. You work for Best Buy, ma'am. So we'll be going back to your store getting our refund.
Yeah.
Anyway, so hopefully in the upcoming days you'll see a difference. You'll see a difference when I do clips, because if you notice, my clips has lagging. I've always hated that. I'm like, why everybody else don't have that? But that was why.
They did?
Yeah, the lagging when I do little clips and samples and stuff, that's lagging. It's not the speed is it's not right.
Oh.
So I noticed that when I would play the clips back and stuff like that, it'll be delayed or it'll be playing too fast. It won't play with its regular speed, because at the pedestal or at the tap, they call it, they lay fiber optic cable or fiber optic lines up to the pedestal, and then they roll, but then they put coax cable to your house.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, a mix match, and that affects the whole signal and the stream of it. So so we don't get the full effect of our service the way we should. So with fiber, we'll get the maximum effect. It goes straight from the tap to the house. And so
and actually that's funny, because when I was talking to Mark, the representative, yesterday, everything that Billy said is what Mark said to me.
Really?
He confirmed it, yeah, because I wanted to see if what he was telling me was true, and Billy confirmed that everything he said was what Mark said.
From AT&T, you talking about?
No, from Xfinity. When I asked about the fiber optics, if they offered that.
Okay.
He explained it to me, and he explained what it does, and he explained how the cable is, that they start out as fiber optics at the, but once it gets to the house, it's not the same.
Right.
And he said that they do that because they want to lower the cost for the consumer.
But it ain't helping those who do gaming or streaming, podcasting and things like that. But so that's what we're doing. So we're going to make the switch. How long have we been with Xfinity here?
Well, we left for a while because we had them years ago. But then we went to DirecTV. We had the satellite. Yeah. At the old house. And then when we came to this house, we didn't have a satellite, but we had we did do streaming. And I want to say, did we start out with Xfinity? I think we did.
Yes, we did.
We did. We started out with Xfinity.
We had the box and all that.
Yeah, we had the box and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? And I started looking at all that
stuff. Did that bother y'all when we switched that out?
When we got rid of the cable?
I ain't like it.
Well, we got rid of Xfinity's cable.
Yes, I ain't like it. I wanted my cable back.
Yeah, because you put us on freaking DirecTV.
I ain't put you on DirecTV. I didn't do that. Your mother did that. I didn't.
Changes to streaming, and that's what I told y'all. We can still keep Xfinity. We just want to use more stuff.
Probably can't hear what you said because you're talking kind of low. But
I was not.
anyway, so I'm pretty sure they didn't hear what you said, but you said that we could have kept Xfinity. No, the prices was getting too high, and really, a lot of people have started, leaving cable.
Yeah, and you have to watch them, man, because they'll be charging you for stuff.
Sure will.
And they charge you a month in advance.
And I hate that. I've always hated that. But man, we don't know we're gonna be here next month. How you up here, anyway, projecting our doggone bills and stuff. But so we're switching over. We're switching over, and again, hopefully, Lord willing, that should not be a problem. And so I'm grateful that we were able to finally, get that out the way. So that's the internet situation. Next event or week that we've had in review. My wife, as you see here, she's gonna be she will be expanding her skills and her knowledge and assisting and helping me and us to produce more content. Well, what do you mean, Saiko? I'm glad you asked. Y'all are a very attentive audience. if you notice, I would be the one kind of like, you know, doing the editing and be honest with you. Hey, Madeline. Is she asleep or she on the headphone? Hey, Madeline. Hey, listen. Weren't you the one that used to do the editing for us before after Mr. Caesar? Right. And you kind of like left me hanging, so I had to do it myself. You didn't leave me hanging? Okay. So, but you kind of like gave me the basics, right?
Yeah.
And just basically pushed me out there. Well, why are you rolling your eyes like that, like you having a seizure? I'm just asking. I mean, you was like, look, this is what you can do, Daddy. You said, you know, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And I said, okay, that's all I gotta do? And he was like, yeah, that's it. And you just kind of like just let me out there. So I was like, you know, I gotta fend for myself in these editing streets.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, how did you learn how to do it? Is it just a thing that y'all young people just do? Did you read a book, or I mean, how do you do your editing? Because I still need your help, man, to kind of like do, you know, lower thirds and stuff like that.
I kind of picked up on it because I've been doing YouTube longer than YouTube has. I kind of picked up on it.
You've been doing YouTube, baby. I've been doing YouTube since 2012.
Before you and Mom's channel started, I've been doing YouTube for longer.
Okay, so did somebody teach you? You just basically learned it watching.
Myself.
Did you watch tutorials?
No.
Just did it yourself? Well, I'm gonna need your assistance, ma'am. Matter of fact, your mom's gonna need your assistance too. Wow. We appreciate your enthusiasm and wanting to help us. That's what we had to deal with, y'all. It's like, you know, we be asking for help, and like, for instance, my wife has been told that she can't get an iPhone. Why, Nyla and Myra?
Because it's too much for me. That's what they said.
You're more of a Samsung.
We're more of a Samsung, bro. I mean, but y'all have iPhones and y'all don't, you know. I mean, y'all had to learn it. So we're gonna be kind of like expanding and trying to. Ma'am, can we do our video, please? Thank you. Before you start playing your music and I get copyright strikes and I get banned off YouTube. Thank you very much. That was her. Yeah, her. And that's another thing. So when I'm in my car,
I was like, what is that?
could you kind of like change your settings when I get in my car? Put my settings back where it belong.
Yeah, that is. But
I'm sorry, what?
We put everything back.
What?
Everything, we don't really change. You like your bass loud, that's how we keep it. I know we just turn our volume up.
No. Here's what y'all do to my car when I get in it. Number one.
I don't use your car.
Oh, excuse me. But I'm talking actually about Myra. So when you get out of my car and I get in my car, my face is against the windshield.
Daddy, our legs are
Almost, but that's what I don't understand. My face.
I'm literally at the farthest back setting.
Really? So then why is my knees up here and then my head is up here? Because you jacked the seat up like you about to go on a rocket ship. Why is that?
I thought Nyla did that.
No, that's her. She raises the seat. I mean, the seat is way up in the air.
Oh, I don't know.
Sitting up high.
Okay.
And then she takes my incoming text messages and she turns them on.
Huh?
Don't you turn?
I don't get text notifications in your car.
Then why? But when you change the settings of your phone, it automatically puts the text message and notifications on.
I don't get notifications in your car.
Yeah, I turn them off.
I didn't know that.
So there's always dynamics I have to change when I get in the car, or my daughter uses my car. But anyway, so
yeah, I'm gonna be doing the editing.
She's gonna be doing the editing. She's gonna be in producer mode.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I'll be finding content for you.
She's gonna be finding content for me. I'm gonna be trying to send her videos, and her job will be to edit it, cut it, paste it, post it, things of that nature. So be praying for us with that, because that's gonna be a new adventure. I know it's not really hard, but it's time consuming, y'all. I mean,
but
for me.
I guess for us, I'm thinking what's probably gonna happen is once I find the content, I give it to you. Like, this would be for your channel, I guess.
It could be for both. I mean, well, yes, the BCV one, yes,
mostly.
And then I'm trying to open up another channel. But anyway,
But then, anyway, I won't be able to upload anything until you look at it and review it to make sure that it's what you want. Well,
I mean, but I think you knowing what I want, I think that'll come with it. I mean, if it's, I can say, hey, look, they'll do this, and then,
but you don't want to see it.
I'm gonna want to see I probably want to see the finished product of it,
right.
but yeah.
Before I upload it.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm saying if you make changes to it, I'm not gonna be that, I mean, that's fine. But yeah, I would want to see the, the final, edit of it. That's fine. But but I think once you get the hang of it, which I know you're gonna be great at it, because it's not really. I'm just doing basic stuff. I'm not doing nothing like Corey does. I'm not doing anything like LaTanya does yet. I'm not doing anything like Chelsea does or Jermaine or none of them. I'm not even at that level yet. I'm just doing basic stuff. So the basic stuff, that'll be easy for you to grasp. And then if you want to, advance and do more stuff, then hey, go right ahead. I mean, Corey has gave us some links to us to watch anyway, so that's gonna be a help, and I appreciate that as well too. So shout out to him.
I got a lot of stuff to watch, man.
Yeah. So. But it's something that we want to do because my wife has plans for yours truly, and
doggone right.
Yeah, she's trying to make moves like real soon. So she's been watching, and I'm pretty sure y'all who know Tab and Chance are. So she's been watching that, been inspired and encouraged by that, which is good. I mean, which is good. I was inspired and encouraged by LaTanya from Cure for the Soul. If y'all don't, have not subscribed, y'all need to subscribe to that. She had a video that she did last week, and it basically was the question she asked was, choose your heart.
Yeah.
And that just stuck, man. I mean, that just because life is not going to be easy for us in whatever we do. So we got to pick our heart. We got to pick, what's going to be difficult, and whatever is difficult doesn't mean that you're not going to that you can't be successful at it. It just may take more time or whatever the case might be, and sometimes you may even fail. But if that's the path that God has chosen you to go on, then that's what He wants you to go through. So it was really, really encouraging and challenging. It really was, because she covered a lot of areas. I mean, a lot of areas. Whether you're married or single, whatever socioeconomic, status you're in, she really nailed it. So shout out to you, my sister, on that one. So that's our plan, for my wife to be able to do, more of the editing and the producing on that. And I want to say this as well, and he probably won't watch it, but I'm about to let him know, for Brother Caesar. Because Brother Caesar Vergari, this brother had been our producer for quite some time. And for years, even when we were doing sermons, I was posting sermons through Sermon Audio. And so I just want to publicly thank you, brother, for that, because it was a labor of love that he did, for me and my family and our ministry. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to start dipping my toe into this thing to see how that works, if in the event, or should the occasion arise where he may not be available, or
did. That's kind of what pushed us to do it. Was because I think he went on vacation or something for 2 weeks, or no, it may have been 3 weeks.
It was for a while, but he always told us.
Yeah, he did tell us ahead of time. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And he's a busy man.
Yeah, I mean, he has his own business. Yep, he's in California.
So. Yeah, so that's what precipitated this, is for you to, you had to kind of learn how to do it yourself, because those videos still need to go out. Yeah. And I just wanted to do it. I wanted to start learning it myself. And to be honest with you, he was telling me this years ago. He said, man, you're going to have to one day, maybe one day you're going to have to start learning how to do this. Not as a, I'm not doing this anymore, because he still, wants to help any way he can. But he was saying, to learn it, and to be able to know how this stuff works, and I'm glad he did.
you know, I'm glad he did that. So it's kind of like, for me, I wanted to have a sense of independence with it and be able to, you know, learn just the basics of these kinds of things. And so that's what we did with that. So
what is my plan?
You're like for today. Like today is Sunday, y'all. So we're going to church, like I said, right?
No, what is my plan for you?
There, by the way, y'all want me to talk?
Do you see, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see how we'll talk about how she's just like her mother? They're yeah. Anyway, you're the next topic, ma'am. Just stand by.
Yeah.
I'll put you in the green room.
But it's still early though.
I'm sorry.
It's still early.
Oh, that's fine. I know. That's fine. So, what's your plan?
For you.
Well, you go and tell them. I'll let you tell them what the plan is, so that way they can hear. They can hear, because I don't want to you know, miss any steps of your plan for me in my life.
Yeah.
In my destiny.
Just like my plan, just like I requested you guys, and we asked you guys to be praying for me to come home.
Yeah.
Now my prayer has turned to him because I want him to come home too. I mean, look, y'all, we 52. He can't be climbing in and out of the truck for too many more years. Our knees already bad. So, you know, we got to move on. We got to do something else. We have to do something else.
And believe you me, I have been pushed and encouraged again by this bald head dude in Dallas by the name of Corey Minor. He like, man, listen, you know what you need to do? Listen, what you need to do is do some shorts and put the shorts on the video and on your channel, and man, that thing will blow up, man. I'm trying to tell you, but see, you're not gonna listen to me. I'd rather just talk to my cat, man. Because if I talk to you, you ain't gonna listen. Matter of fact, let me just talk to your wife. That's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna talk to your wife. That's what I'm gonna do. Because talking to you, man, listen, you don't listen. That's the problem. Oh, and y'all know that's how Corey does. So he has been, you know, for the past almost 6-7 months, if not a little bit longer, been pushing me to do this. And I told him, I said, man, look, bro, I'm a truck driver too, so it's like, you know, I gotta, you know, be alert. He said, but if you're taking a break, sometimes just doing a 5-minute video and just sending it off, you know, addressing issues that are prevalent, issues that are trending. Just do a quick, you know, video about it. It don't have to be long. Send it to your wife. And so he had been encouraging me to encourage my wife to get on board, for us together to get on board with this thing and start putting this out. If the goal is for me to pivot and transition to come home and make this thing, you know, full time. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm still not going to be trying to rely on YouTube for revenues, which is going to bring us to where we try to bring up our own website and things of that nature. But all these things takes time in the process. But anyway, so yeah, so that's the plan. I'm not objecting to it, but I just want to make sure that we're being wise and not being hasty and rushing to any type of knee-jerk, you know, decision or reaction. So that's our plan, or that's my wife's plan for me, which I agree. You know, we're not getting any younger. God answered our prayer, bringing her home, and you still loving it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She went and visited her former co-workers and associates, you know, this past week, and you know, they was telling her what was going on and how things were, you know,
more changes happening.
Yep, changes happening. So she hasn't been missing it at all. So that has been our week in review with us. Now, Miss Nyla. Okay, you're up, ma'am. What's been going on in your world in Nylaville?
I stretch. A lot.
Okay.
Well, not a lot. It's just like
enough.
Sure. You have to ask me questions today. I can't just talk.
Well, you do talk, but okay. I just asked you what's been going on in your world this week.
I mean, I got promoted.
You got promoted from what to what?
I mean, you can call it like a sales advisor, but I was seasonal. So, because they were like, we're gonna see what you do here first, and then we're gonna see if we're gonna like keep you. So of course, like I wasn't anxious, but also like you never know.
Let me just give you my mic, man. I have to do like an interviewer.
God
So, ma'am, tell us what tell us what happened in your world this past week.
I just did.
and you're elated. You're satisfied with this new transition that the Lord has providentially placed in your life.
Yes, because I didn't know it was gonna happen.
Oh.
And I thought like I wasn't gonna be like cut out for it. So, but I did.
and you are cut out for this position because you've been equipped to fulfill this calling that God has for your life. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Miss Woods, can you explain to us what event occurred in your life this past weekend?
There were 2 events.
You said 2 events? I mean, like after one event, there's a second one?
It was like, I told Mom, it was like a back-to-back thing.
Back-to-back thing. Please elaborate.
Okay, so I was on the clock. I got there late because I was so mad because there was a bad accident on Fry Road. So after being there, I made it in time for my interview. And so after my interview was done, I see this lady, she's like taps me on my shoulder. She's like, can you help me with something? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I remember her name. Her name is Miss Janet. And she was a nice elderly black lady. And I'm checking her out because she bought some Beats headphones. And I'm checking her out. She's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Nyla. And then she's like, you're so pretty. And I was like, okay, thank you. And so she was talking about her grandson. She's like, his name is Zion. And I was like, oh, it reminds me of the Bible. And she was like, oh, girl, he knows the Bible like back of his hand. He probably knows more than you. And I was like, oh, okay.
Wow, she's doing like she just met you?
Yeah, she just met me. She was like, I'm gonna bring him next time I come by because I want you to meet. I was like, she's like, you want to see a picture? I was like, sure. And so she showed me a picture, and I was like, wow.
Okay, wow meaning he's not attractive, or wow meaning like
he's attractive. I was like, okay, Miss Janet. I said, okay. So she's like, I'm gonna bring him back. I have more Christmas shopping to do. I was like, okay. So that was like first encounter, and I was just like, this just happened out of the blue. And I was like, okay. So she was talking to me. And then the second encounter, I was helping a guy out with his iPad because he needed to get like a new charging port for his headphones. And so I was like, okay. So I'm talking to him, and he's like, are you always like this? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, you just seem so positive and so bubbly. He was like, what do you like when you're not like that? He's like, how does your face change? I was like, I mean, when I'm annoyed, people can see it, but I don't like to talk like I'm annoyed. And so he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, I'm a pastor, so I read people. And I was like, oh, okay. So he was playing a song on his iPad because he needed to like help me. I was trying to help him hear like the sound, like what was the problem with it. Yeah. He was playing Israel Houghton. I was like, oh my God, I love that song. He was like, what you know about that song? I was like, my parents grew me up on that hats and all that type of stuff. He was like, oh really? I was like, yeah, I'm a preacher's kid. He was like, oh okay, I'll pass it too. And so he was like, I was checking him out because he bought something, and he was like, I was looking for like his name, and he was like, you don't know me, but I know you. And I was like, huh? I said, what? I started getting like so creeped out, and I was like, what is happening? So I see his driver's license, and it says Jose. I don't remember his name. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I said, I don't remember his middle name. And so it said, and his last name was Woods. And I was like, I said, why do you say last name is me? He was like, what do you mean? I was like, it's like, yeah, my name is like Nyla Woods. He was like, oh, maybe just coincidence. He's like, well, maybe I'm your daddy. I was like, you're funny.
Wow.
So I thought for a second like he was like being dead serious, but he was just like making a joke. And I was like, okay. So long story short, we were just talking, and it was like, I told Mom, it was like, felt like the Holy Spirit was speaking to me through these people, and I just felt like it was so comforting because here I was trying to like get a new job, and I did, but like of course I was trying to become comfortable at it, and I was always worried if I was going to mess up or not. And then the manager was telling me to apply for this position. They just say they love my energy, they love my positivity, and my when I come into work I always stay at it, and so they're like, we think you'd be really good for the position. So when I clocked out last night, they called me. They're like, hey, you need to call me like ASAP. And I called them back, and they said, we want to let you know that you got a position. I was like, oh wow, really? And so I was just like in shock the entire time on the phone, and they were like, do you accept? And I was like, yes, Yes. And so they were like, okay. So they gave me my offer letter, and I saw, like, they said my pay was going to be increased, the benefits I was going to be getting. They have tuition reimbursement. I can start my 401k early. I get paid time off. I'm just like, wow. So
you will be a full-time employee versus seasonal now.
Yeah. So now I'm actually on the team. So
you're an official employee at Best Buy.
Yep.
And how long had you been employed at Best Buy?
Like 3 weeks. It wasn't even a month yet. It'll be a month this Tuesday or Friday. I don't know.
Now, and when did you decide to resign from Chick-fil-A? And we all know what happened with that, but from a timeline standpoint, what was your last day at Chick-fil-A? I guess even including that supposed suspension.
The 1st of November, the 1st or 2nd day of November, because I know I got hired on the 14th of November at Best Buy. So I think my last day was like the first week of November. I don't know the exact date, maybe like the 1st or the 2nd. So. And
you've been there for 3 weeks, and you basically are making more money here than you were at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, like the money I'm making now is like what leaders would make at Chick-fil-A.
I know he's alright.
And this is only your second job in your entire life since you've been in existence.
Yes.
What do you think the Lord has been showing you through all of this? Do you think that, do you believe now that even through that unfortunate situation that had occurred, that God was using that to promote you and to prepare you elsewhere?
Yeah, I know it was nothing but His favor and like grace for doing that, because I didn't know what was going to happen. And if anyone had told me that my year would end like this, I wouldn't believe them, because it was just, the sequence of events was just crazy, because I did not know this was going to happen to me like this.
So what would you say to those who may watch this? You may have young people watching this. I'm pretty sure parents are saying, look, Saiko, Sharon's daughter's on here. Come here, sit down, listen to this, watch this, look at this. So what would you say to the young people in your generation who are maybe experiencing something like this? Because again, what you're going through is not just for you. Remember, we always told y'all that what we go through is always not just for us, but it's for others. So what would be your words of encouragement or advice or thoughts to people that may be in your age bracket or in your generation?
To just pray, and even though waiting does seem like a long time, or like for you, for them it seems like a long time, God knows what He's doing in this situation, and even though you don't know when it's going to happen, you just have to have faith and trust that He's going to come through, and He did for me. So I never wavered from my faith of believing like He was going to provide for me. It was just a matter of how He was going to do it that I didn't know about. Yeah.
So I'll say this: I am so proud of you. I'm actually proud of you and Myra on how the two oldest ones, of course. I'm proud of all my kids, but I'm just saying in what the Lord has been doing in y'all's lives, it has really been a blessing. I'll say this for the record: stay focused, stay committed to the Lord, and leave them boys alone.
They're distractions.
They're distractions. They're distractions. You get your education, get your money, and God will get you the relationships that y'all need to be
the right one.
The right ones for y'all. Trust me. So, but yeah, I just wanted people to hear our how we went, challenges, and even the blessings, because again, this has been an interesting year for all of us. I think for the most part, God has been too good to us, and I think we need to always remember that what we have, we don't deserve it. So whatever He gives us is because He has entrusted us and wants us to be good stewards of what He has blessed us with. So.
Yep.
Any thoughts there?
Myra, you didn't want to tell us what happened yesterday?
Oh yeah, you went to Waffle House. We have not had
we haven't the opportunity to experience the food nor the atmosphere.
How was the food?
Was it clean? What was it?
Food was good. It was a lot smaller than I thought, like on the inside, because there were 6 of us there and we were all squished into a booth. So it was there was 3 of us on this side of the booth, and then there was 3 on the other side. Well, Caleb's side on the outside, but yeah, it was pretty small in there. Cause we were first gonna sit in the stools that they have in front of the kitchen, but we didn't. I don't know why. Because we were scared that we were gonna be too loud or whatever, and we didn't. But we were loud anyways where we were sitting.
Isn't Waffle House loud? Isn't Waffle House known for being loud and
rambunctious? But atmosphere-wise, it wasn't.
That's right.
It wasn't even. Like my coworkers kept telling me, they were like, "It's not even the full experience. Like, we need to take you to a real
one in the hood."
So the real one they're talking about is like going to the hood ratchet ones. Like, no,
they want me to get a full experience. But the closest I got was, I feel like 2 workers were about to fight because we kept hearing them arguing in the back.
Here we go. Didn't I tell you? I told you. I told her.
But that was pretty much it. Because it was a swap. It was a shift change. Because they're open 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it was a shift change. And we were there. It was already 10:30. But yeah, it was it was 2 dudes. They kept arguing about something. Like, you didn't stop this or something like that in the back. But
dang.
Entertainment wise, it wasn't. It was underwhelming.
Wow. Okay.
Was the food good?
Yeah, my waffle. I was pretty full. I had something called the All-Star Special.
I said the way it looked. I told her how.
So you like that? So you like the food?
Yeah, I had something called the All-Star Special. So that gives you a waffle, 2 eggs the way you want, hash browns, sausage, ham, or bacon. I had sausage, and then I also had grits, but I didn't even get to finish them because I didn't even get to eat my grits in peace because my coworkers wanted to act like I was crazy the way I was eating it. So I bought grits and I couldn't even enjoy them because I felt like I was being judged the way I wanted to eat them.
What?
Okay, so
because you want butter and sugar.
My coworker, she even took the sugar canister out my hand. She's like, "That's enough."
I agree.
because I was putting them in my grits. Now my
sugar don't go on grits. I done told y'all that.
That's not true.
That's a lie. That's satanic.
That's not true.
Sugar don't go on no grits.
Yes, it does.
That's why this family's divided now. Sugar don't go on grits. It's salt, pepper, and butter. And that's it. Boom.
That's
disgusting.
Like that.
That's disgusting.
It's salt, pepper, butter,
Daddy,
salt.
You need to be sweet. And that's what they kept telling me.
That's what
they kept telling me to eat. That's why they kept telling me to put in my. I was like, no, that's disgusting.
Then get cream of wheat.
Ugh.
You might as well have that. Don't do that to grits.
But I also found out something when I got home. So I was looking at my bank account, and because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have this much before I eat, and I'm gonna have this much after. So I look at it just to see what it was at now, and I was like, I thought it'd be less than that. So now I'm looking at the statement of where it says I ate at Waffle House. My ticket said $16, which is really good for all the food I ate. I'm looking at the number next to it. It says $6. And I was like, oh, she undercharged me.
Oh no.
So all that food I ate for $6.
God did.
I felt bad, but I was like, it's Waffle House. Maybe that's part of the experience.
Hold up. Hey. Hold it now. Hold it now. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our broadcast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The thoughts and opinions of this one right here does not necessarily reflect the values, beliefs, and customs of the Woods family, nor love life and marriage with the Woods. That's our time, ladies and gentlemen. We do thank you so much for your. Caleb Bear, you want to say anything before we close out?
Really, Kaylin?
That's it? Yeah, okay. All right, y'all. Listen. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.